Hi. We all know that self-esteem plays a vital role in life. Anybody who has low self-esteem struggles through life, have more challenges to deal with, and they find it difficult. A person with high self-esteem will be more comfortable through life. Now, how to develop high self-esteem, I will talk about in other video. Today, I am talking only about why we should all of us, should work towards developing high self-esteem in life. Advantage number one: if I have high self-esteem, I lead a more happy life. Uh, Self-esteem, esteem is basically evaluation. Esteem is evaluation. Self-esteem, my self-evaluation. Now, if my self-evaluation is high, then I am internally satisfied with myself. I know my worth, and that leads into happiness on a day-to-day basis. So, advantage number one: high self-esteem may lead you towards a more happy life. When I am saying high self-esteem, let me clarify here. Somebody well said that you can fool the whole world, but you can't fool yourself. So, self-esteem is not something which others are giving. Self esteem is basically how much I estimate myself. And this estimation cannot be going higher unless there has been a value addition to myself. Either I have become a better communicator, better listener, better team player, better contributor, more well behaved, or more disciplined, or more organized. Something in me of some value, if it has gone up, only then my self esteem goes up. So, if you want to build high self esteem and you want it to be well grounded, you cannot simply say that, yeah, today onwards my self esteem is high or I am a great guy. That will be a baseless high self esteem, which will lead towards more miscalculated action, miscalculated expressions. Okay, like it's like you are not able to interact well with people, you are so bad, but still you say, so what? I am a great guy, and that will be an illusion. So, if you really want to have high self esteem, I request you to work on yourself and do a lot of value additions in yourself so that the value goes up, high self esteem goes up. Okay, so this is very critical point. So, advantage number one, higher self esteem leads to a more happy life. Second big advantage about your career or about my career is career or social life is people with high self esteem tend to take bigger risks, and bigger risks may translate into bigger achievements. Now, some people who take big risks may also fail, but when I talk about well grounded high self esteem, it means I know how much can I do, and then accordingly I take my risks. For example, when Mr. Narayan Murthy leaves Patni Computers and takes up starts of Infosys in 1981, he must be having convinced about his worth, and he must be thinking that he will be able to pull it off, and that's why he started. Otherwise, he would not have left his stable job and that company, and that led to a $1 billion company. Lot of people who worked with him, they became billionaires. So this would not have been possible if he had not started it, and he started it because of having that proper understanding of his high self-esteem. There are many employees who started simple in their career and they became very big because they were able to take something bigger than their capability. They knew that if they put in their best effort, they'll be able to execute it. An E-level employee offered C-level or B-level job or project. If he takes it up, that means he believes in himself, and that's how he progresses. Okay. Now, if somebody is not well grounded with high self-esteem and just thinking I am great, they may be an E-level employee. They may take one A plus or outstanding level job, and they may say, without support, I'll execute it. That will become a disaster. So this is very critical that we have to remember this. Another advantage of high self-esteem is you remain stable. You don't get disturbed by people's opinion. Somebody says to Bill Gates that you are a poor guy, he doesn't get emotionally disturbed by that. He knows how much worthy he is. Or Jeff Bezos, somebody tells him you are not a rich guy, you don't have money, man. He doesn't respond to that because he's convinced about his self-worth. Okay, like Mr. Abhijit Banerjee, somebody tells him you are an illiterate guy, he doesn't get perturbed by that. The reason? They know about themselves. They are only convinced about that. So if you are having high self-esteem, you are understanding yourself, you know your self-worth, and you remain stable throughout your life. So one comment, one something disturbing, that doesn't take you off. Uh, Next advantage, you socialize well, you interact with people well, you connect to people well, you have better confidence. Confidence is basically the outside portrayal of the inner confidence. And inner confidence, the confidence in the inner world is self esteem. If I estimate myself higher, that means my inner confidence is higher. And when I interact in world domain, social domain with people outside, that translates into confidence. So having high self-esteem will give you high level of confidence. uh, One more, which is very vital, and I want you to remember it. Okay, and I also remind myself of that again and again, that high self-esteem is an antidote to negativity, to depression, to suicidal feelings. The moment my self-worth drops, then I go into depression. So if somebody is declining into depression, going to depression, that is, it is a it is an indication that the person's understanding of their worth is going down. And so when somebody is getting depressed or feeling about committing suicide, this high self-esteem works as a protection mechanism, as a preventive and protection mechanism to save you. So this is very, very helpful. And that's why we must work on this before we get into difficult situations. Uh, so I would like to conclude here that high self-esteem, we should all work towards it because it adds a lot of music and celebrations to life, and it will be amazing to live with yourself. Oscar Wilde said very beautifully, "To love oneself is the beginning of a lifelong romance." To love oneself is the beginning of a lifelong romance. And if you could fall in love with yourself, it will be extraordinary. So work on that. Work on your self esteem, make it higher, and just fall in love with yourself. I wish you good luck. Have a great time.